This is Diary of a CEO condensed. In the original 2-hour conversation, Stephen Bartlett sat down with two extraordinary guests. Dr. Daniel Amen, a psychiatrist who has scanned tens of thousands of brains, and Dr. Terry Sejnowski, one of the fathers of modern artificial intelligence.
For 2 hours, they explored a single question.
What is AI doing to our brains? What follows is not the full podcast. It is the essence. 15 minutes of urgent truth, the strongest ideas, the deepest warnings, the most practical lessons. The conversation began with a shock. MIT had just released a study that stunned the world. Students who wrote essays with ChatGPT showed a 47% collapse in brain activity compared to those who wrote unaided. Electrical scans told the story. Memory plummeted, engagement fell, focus flatlined. Even worse, when asked to recall their own essays minutes later, most couldn't. The words existed on the page, but not in their minds. This was the first red flag. Convenience kills cognition. Productivity destroys memory. Speed erases ownership. Stephen Bartlett pressed his guests. If AI makes life easier, is it also making us weaker? Both Dr. Amen and Dr. Sejnowski gave the same warning. If it is misused. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. The real question is not what AI can do for us. The real question is what AI is doing to us. Dr. Amen has spent decades studying how habits shape the brain. He knows the cost of shortcuts. Dr. Sejnowski helped design the very systems that mimic human thought. He knows how quickly dependence can form. Together, they were clear. Misuse of AI won't just change how we work. It will rewire how we think. And once that rewiring begins, it is very hard to undo. The brain is a muscle. It strengthens under resistance. It grows through challenge, repetition, and struggle. But AI makes hard things easy. Like swapping a 20-pound weight for a 2-pound one. In the moment, it feels lighter. Over time, you lose strength. The less we push our minds, the more they decline. Every task handed to AI is one less opportunity for the brain to grow. Stephen asked about children. Are we raising a generation too weak for the challenges ahead? Phones and social media already dominate their lives. Now, AI offers constant assistance and even simulated relationships. Dr. Amen warned, if young people no longer struggle, their brains will never develop the resilience they need. A child who never solves problems on their own grows up unprepared for real life. Struggle is not optional. Struggle is the fuel of growth. Remove the struggle, and you remove the growth. The podcast then zoomed out. We've seen this before. Fast food promised freedom. It delivered obesity. Social media promised connection. It delivered anxiety and loneliness. Smartphones promised productivity. They delivered distraction and dependency. Each time, society embraced the shortcut without asking the long-term cost. AI now promises brilliance on demand. And history tells us there was always a price. The MIT findings put that price in black and white. When students used AI, neural networks dimmed. Memory collapsed. Creativity flattened. And when the same students were forced to write unaided later, their brains stayed in low gear. The cognitive debt lingered. Convenience doesn't just change what we do. It rewires who we are. This matters because by age 85, half of all people face dementia. Half. Dr. Amen was blunt. The less we engage them, the faster they decline. Every shortcut matters. Every skill handed to machines is one more step toward decline. And this isn't just about old age. It's about the quality of life across a lifetime. Stephen asked for examples. Think of a child drilling multiplication tables. Repetition builds memory. Think of a musician practicing scales. Struggle creates fluency. Think of a language student drilling vocabulary. Effort forges pathways. Now, compare that to pressing a button and receiving the answer instantly. On paper, the outcome looks the same, but in the brain, the outcome could not be more different. Brains don't thrive on shortcuts. Brains thrive on struggle. So should we stop using AI? The answer was clear. The issue is not whether we use it. The issue is how. AI is dangerous when we let it think for us, but it can be valuable when we use it to stretch ourselves further. Dr. Sejnowski explained, don't hand away the problem, stay engaged with it. Use AI to critique your writing, not to create it. Ask it to test your knowledge, not to replace it. Alternate AI-assisted tasks with brain-only tasks. Engage with it, question it, push back. Used wisely, AI can sharpen your mind. Used lazily, it can erase it. At this point, Stephen turned to the bigger question. How do we keep our brains healthy in a distracted, AI-driven world? The answers were practical, grounded, and universal. Exercise is the single most powerful medicine for the brain. It boosts blood flow, strengthens memory, and reduces the risk of decline. Even a 30-minute walk changes the brain. Sleep consolidates memory and restores focus. Without it, learning collapses. Nutrition builds the foundation. Whole foods, vegetables, omega-3s, these strengthen neurons. Processed sugar and artificial additives weaken them. Breathing slowly calms the nervous system, lowers stress, and restores clarity. And most importantly, continuous learning, real, effortful, uncomfortable learning keeps the brain alive. Even small habits matter. Chewing real food instead of soft, processed meals. Navigating with a map instead of relying on GPS. Taking breaks between tasks to let the mind reset. Each choice whispers to the brain, stay strong, stay flexible, stay alive. Stephen asked about meaning. Does purpose matter as much as biology? Both experts agreed. Purpose, love, and connection strengthen the brain's very structure. People with purpose live longer. They resist depression. Their brains remain healthier. Without meaning, the brain weakens. With it, the brain thrives. This, they argued, may be the most important insight of all. Technology will change everything around us, but the core protections for the brain remain the same: movement, rest, nutrition, learning, connection, and purpose. As the 2 hours closed, Stephen returned to the central question. Is AI a gift or a Trojan horse? The answer depends on us. If we fail to set boundaries, if we allow convenience to replace effort, we will not just weaken individuals. We will weaken generations. But if we are intentional, if we keep our brains engaged, if we continue to struggle, to learn, to seek meaning, then AI does not have to be a threat. It can be a tool that strengthens us, not one that erodes us. The choice is ours. So before you hand the next task to a machine, pause and ask the only question that matters. Is this good for my brain or bad for it? This was a condensed narration of Diary of a CEO featuring Dr. Daniel Amen and Dr. Terry Sejnowski. For the full 2-hour conversation, you can find the complete episode on the official Diary of a CEO channel.